Have you dreamt about seeing a bird for a long time, yet it kept eluding you in every attempt you made to see it? And when finally the luck smiles, it pours. You get to see the bird in such a high number that you cannot even count. This is exactly what happened with me with long-eared owl, and that's the story I'm about to share with you in this video. I would also share many other interesting details about this bird so that not only you see some good pictures and videos of this bird, but also get to know about its migration patterns, behavior and other details. Long-eared owl, Asio otus, is a migratory bird in my homeland India, where it is a winter visitor. As you see in this image from birdlife.org site, it stays mostly around the northernmost parts of India. Kashmir is the most common place, but it also comes in certain areas in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana and Sikkim, with other rare sightings in other areas. I missed the bird during 2021-22 winter when it was consistently seen in Sikkim. Since then, I have been repeatedly calling Suraj Kulal, who is a guide in that area and friend of mine, to check whether the bird has been spotted. But with road construction damaging the habitat, there is no sighting in last 2 years. It is also seen in a place in Rajasthan nearly every year. I called the person who helped others to see it, spoke dozens of times, sent even more number of messages, but he had no time for me. I had no connection to influence him. Saw so many other birders going there and photographing the bird, but my luck didn't smile. Tried in Kashmir also in February 2024, but that year the sighting was not consistent. I kept calling Wasim Bhatt, my guide and friend there, and kept reminding him to check this bird periodically. Sadly, the week when it did show up in Kashmir in spring of 2025, I was in Meghalaya on a birding trip, and by the time I was back, it was gone. I was checking ebird.org site, Indian Bird Facebook page and other common places to see if there was any consistent sighting worth the visit. But there was none. I didn't give up hope. I have seen 33 out of 35 owls that are regularly sighted in India. Nicobar's Copse owl and long-eared owl are the last two. All my friends knew about it and promised to inform me whenever they hear it. And finally, the moment came. It was 20th November 2025. It was a Thursday. I was in a client meeting. During the break, got a call from Wasim Bhatt. Sir, sighted long-eared owl in good numbers. Come immediately. I was ecstatic to hear this. Booked the flight on the very next day. It was an overnight flight leaving Kolkata around midnight, 2-hour halt at Delhi and reaching in Srinagar in the morning. As the flight came close to Srinagar, my excitement started growing even more. Didn't get any sleep whole night, but it had no effect. Notice the mountain peaks started getting the snows, pointing winter has already arrived in Kashmir valleys. This was my 4th trip to Kashmir in as many years. When the Pahalgam incident happened in the summer of 2025, many felt it was the end of birding in Kashmir, but I kept my hope high and made this message on 23rd April 2025. And here I am, a day short of 7 months, traveling to that exact area, paradise on earth, India's crown jewel, Kashmir. Wasim Bhatt, my guide in Kashmir, received me from airport. Soon we are out of Srinagar. In the heat of moment and excitement of seeing the owl, I forgot to ask Wasim which part of Kashmir the bird was being sighted. Now that I asked, he replied, Pulwama. I do not want to lie. I was a bit scared as the name Pulwama has made to headlines in recent times and not for good reasons. However, my all past trips to Kashmir were fantastic. The people treated us so well and I have never felt a bit of insecurity or uneasiness. So I kept my faith high. We stopped in the marketplace in Pulwama to have breakfast and tea and picked up snacks and water for the rest of the day. Finally, after around an hour's journey from airport, we arrived at the hotspot. It was an almond orchard. Trees lost most of the leaves. When I came here in late winter last time, all trees were bare of any leaves. Wasim started scanning the area for owl. And in no time called me, pointing to a tree. There she was, hiding behind few branches, around 10 feet from ground, staring at me with no emotion as my own emotion started skyrocketing. You may hear how deeply I was breathing. Finally I could see the long-eared owl. After 5 years of search and so many failed attempts, I thanked Lord and hugged Wasim for helping me realize this dream. The picture didn't come clear as there were twigs in front, so we started looking at other trees. We didn't need to search long as Wasim pointed my attention to another tree. There were 2 of them, seemed a pair, but before I took picture of them, one flew. The second bird was camouflaged with branches, but the view was clear. However, it took me a while to steady my hand due to excitement. We maintained distance so that it didn't fly like its mate. By now, my senses for spotting owls improved, and as I continued my walk, I could see the birds on the trees myself. Often, they seemed like an extension of the branch going vertically. In this GoPro video, you may also spot them yourself. There was a twig right in front of the face, not to say it perched on a backlit position. Then it flew and perched on another branch which also had obstacles. I tried my best to get some record shots. A little more walk and another owl showed up. Since it was a day trip, I didn't carry any registered luggage nor any tripod. I was finding it tough to keep the focus on the bird during video as I was recording handheld. Additionally, there were branches around it and often camera focused on those. If you come to this place for this bird, definitely bring a tripod which will also allow you to do manual focus for photo and video, which is better in case of birds behind branches or twigs. Another problem was most of the owls were perched with sun on their back, guess so that light doesn't fall on their eyes. However, it was making them backlit, which was hard to photograph. So I changed my strategy. Instead of randomly searching for owls, I turned my back towards sun and then started going forward so that any owl I see would be facing sun. And the strategy paid off. Soon I found another owl that was enjoying the rays of sun coming through the branches. Additionally, the owl was a brave bird and did not fly as I approached. Initially, I was happy as the bird was not paying much attention to my presence and was freely looking around. But then realized I was not getting any photo with eye contact. Finally, it paused for a few seconds, casually looking at me when I could take some shots. We continued our search for more birds, hoping to get one in clear open. Which is exactly what we got with this bird. It was a great habitat shot, but the bird was fully visible and gave excellent opportunity for taking pictures and video. Long-eared owl's best pose is this surprised look. They raise their ears, open the eyes wide, giving a feeling that they were surprised seeing us. This bird showed that pose, and my camera shutter had a lot of work to do. I must say, there was an owl in every few trees. Sometimes, unwillingly, we were getting too close to the tree and the bird was flying away, which we felt bad about. As a wildlife lover, we didn't want to disturb the bird. So, we maintained a distance from the trees as we walked past. We saw many birds in those trees, but most were behind twigs or branches. Hence, we didn't stop to take video. Took a few record shots and moved on, like these images. However, this partly visible owl was very active, turning its head around in nearly 360 degrees that only owls can do, I guess. As I mentioned earlier, there are owls in every few trees. Often there are more than one owl in a single tree. Wasim scanned the entire area on his own as I remained focused on a few owls. I saw around 10% overall orchard and I saw around 50 owls. Many of them flew away after seeing us. Hence, I assume some sighting might be duplicate. So, I would mark it as 30 to 50 birds in that area. If I consider the entire Almond Orchard, I would say there would be over 100 owls. Later on, a senior birder friend confirmed my number and another local birder reported over 200 owls. Wasim told me when they come first during migration, the numbers are over 100 birds. Then they form smaller groups and distribute to different parts. We came to this area which was clearly showing presence of owls. The white markings are the excreta. Didn't see any feathers on the ground, which means its diet didn't include any bird. Guess it must be feeding on rodents or other small mammals. You may see owl pellets on the ground. Owl pellets are regurgitated masses of indigestible material such as bones, fur, feathers and skeletons that owls cough off through their beaks. Since owls lack teeth and swallow their prey whole or in large chunks, their digestive systems must filter out hard components that cannot be processed. These are typically grey or brown and range from spherical to plaque-shaped. Pellets are regurgitated from the stomach. They are not feces as these have not passed through the owl's colon. Hence, they do not have a strong smell. This is a great source for studying owls, and any owl expert seeing this could have guessed many things like what it ate and how many days it stayed there. At this place, we came across another owl in the open and active. Calls of crows and kites flying above was keeping it alert as it was looking around. It was a bit higher from the ground and was on a large branch parallel to the ground, giving clear view of its feet. Let's look at its feet a bit closely. It is covered with thick feathers, which I often mistakenly call hairs. Like raptors, an owl's claw is called talon. It is sharp, designed for piercing the prey, and hooked shaped for holding onto it. It is made of keratin with a living core and is built for strength. The bottom of their feet has a rough surface for improved grip. Owls can rotate their outer front toe backward for a better grasp, a unique ability among many birds. While going through previous pictures, you may have noticed a membrane often covers part of owl's eyes. Let's see those in a bit closely. Owls have 3 eyelids. The upper, which closes downwards for blinking, the lower, which closes upwards and remains closed during sleep, and there is a third transparent nictitating membrane that sweeps horizontally across the eye, cleaning, moistening and protecting the cornea. Since it is nearly transparent, it allows the owl to see through while providing a layer of protection as it flies through branches to catch its prey. It's like a windshield wiper which clears the eye from dusts and keeps it moist. Let me reiterate, while humans' eyelids move up and down, the nictitating membrane of owls move diagonally from the inner corner to the outer corner of the eye. Owls are nocturnal creatures, but most I saw were awake in the mid of the day. However, a few were keeping their eyelids shut, like in these pictures. But in most cases, a part of the eye was kept open. Guess they were in a new area and wanted to stay alert. While looking closely to the facial disc of the owl, I was astonished to note the density and height of the feathers there. When we see it from front, it is difficult to gauge. However, due to these unique angles, these feathers were clearly visible and sharp. These have a role to play in hearing support, which we will discuss shortly. Let's dive a little deeper on the ears of the long-eared owl. The so-called ears are actually not true ears and not used for hearing. Rather, these are feathered ear tufts or plumicons. These are controlled by tiny muscles and are raised when the owl is alarmed and flattened when it is relaxed or in flight. The actual ears of long-eared owl are small openings hidden behind the feathers of its facial disc. Interestingly, one ear opening is positioned higher on the side of the head than the other. This allows the owl to triangulate sound vertically and horizontally, pinpointing prey in total darkness. The stiff feathers of the facial disc, as shown earlier, act like a satellite dish, funneling sound waves directly towards the hidden ear openings. They have powerful hearing power and can follow and kill its prey in complete darkness by hearing their movements. Their eyes are orange colored, which means they can see in both day and night time. They are part of Asio genus, which contains few other owls like striped owl, Madagascar owl, Stygian owl, marsh owl, etc. Short-eared owl, Asio also belongs to this genus and are winter migrant to India. Often they share same habitats as seen in places like Kashmir. Generally, we just look at the ear tufts, which are much less prominent in short-eared owl, but I recently saw a picture of a long-eared owl which got wet in rain and its ear tufts were hardly visible. Short-eared owl is paler, with streaking on underparts concentrated on upper breast and no burring towards the belly or front side of the body. Juvenile long-eared owls look differently, reminding me of mottled wood owls, but you do not get to see them in India and hence not covering much. Females are larger and darker than males. It has 4 subspecies. American subspecies Tuptsi and wilsonianus are widely seen in North America. Eurasian subspecies otus, full name Asio otus, is what we see in India. There is another Eurasian subspecies named canariensis that is seen in Canary Islands. I tried to take some flight pictures, but it was tough. Mostly I saw it only after it flew. In other cases, they flew through branches, making it difficult to focus. I took one last round around the area along with Wasim. We decided to call it a day. These birds just arrived after long migration and must be tired. I got many shots and videos. More importantly, could observe them so well for 2 hours. I was happy. and there was no point scanning rest of the area and cause disturbance to other birds. Wasim told me in the winter of 2025, I was the first external visitor to see and photograph the bird in Kashmir. There are many more who wanted to see like I did, and as the pictures showed, in subsequent weeks, many more had their dream come true. The location is no more a secret, and many other guides are also taking their guests. Hope this beautiful creation of God keeps coming back to India and we get to see them in large numbers. Long-eared owls live up to 30 years, so in their lifespan, they will come here many times. Wasim told these were coming to this area from 2014, if not longer. So if you have missed it in 2025 winter, stay in touch with Wasim and see this bird in some time in future. I'm thankful to the person who first saw the bird and informed Wasim. May God bless him. I'm birding with Wasim for long, and this was my third trip with him. You will see his interview in my channel, which will help you plan your birding trip in Kashmir, and you'll get his contact details also in the description. With that, I conclude this story of seeing my long desired long-eared owl. If you have a dream bird of yours, pray you also get to see the same. If you like the video and the story, please subscribe to my channel for similar videos on birds and other wildlife. Thanks for watching.